Pokemon Emerald Kaizo is the gold standard of Pokemon Nuzlocks. Beating the game is seen as the final exam on your way to the Nuzlocker's pantheon. And since my triumphant win over the game over 2 years ago, the community has reached levels of mastery that were previously thought impossible. This is Proudy. He's about to beat Pokemon Emerald Kaizo. It's his 402nd attempt. Champion Steven is on his final Pokemon. All of Proudy's Pokemon are still alive. After a couple of tense minutes of calculations, Proudy clicks the final move of the run, Mirror Coat. He's risking one final crit. Melodic just has to hold. Proudy isn't just delivering the pop-off to end all pop-offs because he pulled off a Deathless Elite Four, although that alone would be a ridiculous accomplishment. No, he's celebrating because he just completed a run any rational person would have assumed to be impossible. Proudy beat the Emerald Kaizo Hardcore Nuzlocke without losing a single Pokemon. The early game is difficult in part because you're at the mercy of the game, even though Proudy took a few steps to maintain his sanity. Proudy uses a save state to guarantee his first 10 encounters. Think of this as him cutting out every run he would have just reset for not getting the correct encounters in the first 5 minutes. But to keep things interesting, he would only do this on Pokemon with encounter rates over 10%. For example, on Route 102, a Ralts would be pretty nice, but that's only a 4% chance. So instead, he takes a Nidoran male here. How useful is it? It's usually there for just one fight. Normally, the starter decision is easy. By the end, Proudy would always take Trico, because Sceptile is far and away the best answer for the Elite Four. Its speed is a huge asset, and you can run a batshit insane roar strategy against Glacia, which becomes a nearly impossible fight with any other starter. So naturally, for run 402, a chatter redeemed a chat reward that forced Proudy to go with Torchic instead. Chicken runs, as these were known, were hardly the most promising, but Proudy figured he'd be back at the beginning of the game soon enough and could go for it again with Trico for real. And this run made its way by Roxanne, the biggest reset point in the game. The parts immediately following her got so easy that Proudy was routinely running from the beginning to Watson in under an hour. The chicken didn't make that any more difficult. Then he won the Voltabsorb lottery, made it past Watson, and the various trainers on the way to gym number 4, Flannery. The most difficult parts of this game from a nuzlocking perspective, where your decision making and planning matter the most, come long after Roxanne. For most of the game, most nuzlockers do want to play Deathless, and most fights are done Deathless by most nuzlockers at this point. However, there are 6 key fights that everyone nuzlocking this game almost always sacrifices a Pokemon on. A lot of them are late game double battles, where explosion strats seem to be the only consistent way to beat the game. Let's go over the 6 main fights that the Emerald Kaizo Nuzlocking community determined to be the main blockers for this challenge, and let's see how Proudy overcame them. Fight number 1. Flannery. Flannery does not need bad breaks to end your run. Her whole gym takes place in Permanent Sun, and your reward for getting through all of her gym trainers is an insanely difficult fight, even if you're not going for a Deathless challenge. Flannery's team is beautifully constructed to kill you for trying to exploit fire-type weaknesses. Of course, there's the Sun to weaken water moves, but water types can still survive thanks to their fire resistance, and the Sun does nothing to touch rock and ground types that still threaten unmitigated super effective damage. EK's Flannery has a simple answer to that problem. Every single one of her Pokemon has Solar Beam. There's a few other fun coverage moves here: Hidden Power Electric on Ninetales, Thunder Punch on Blaziken, Wild Charge on Arcanine, Earthquake on both Charizard and Typhlosion, and Ice Beam on Castform, which, by the way, gets some significant stat buffs in this game. Oftentimes, this fight is what is known as a box check. Did you get encounters that can stand up to fire types, or did you miss them? Did you get something good with Hidden Power Rock, or are you left out to dry in Flannery's Sun? A few of the Pokemon Proudy usually relies on weren't available to him on run number 402, but he had enough to work with, including an unusual option that wound up helping quite a bit. First, it was Nidoking's time to shine. Its poison secondary type protects it from Flannery's solar beams, but most importantly, if you delay its evolution, it gets access to Head Smash, which is buffed in Emerald Kaizo to have perfect accuracy. Head Smash deletes the Ninetales, Typhlosion, and Cast form before the recoil damage forces Prouty to switch against the Charizard. Remember how the chicken run was considered a meme? It turns out to be really useful here. Blaziken is an ideal switch into Charizard's random moves as only Earthquake threatens it. Heat Wave comes in harmlessly, and Blaziken KOs the Charizard with a Hidden Power Rock, a perfect coverage option for the chicken. In came Flannery's own Blaziken, setting up one of the standoffs of all time. Chicken versus chicken. Funnily enough, counters for Flannery's Blaziken are usually tough to find. The best option among available Pokemon at this point is probably Altaria, which not only resists Blaziken's stab, but also Solar Beam, and is neutral to its non-stab and fairly weak Thunder Punch. Well, that's assuming you're taking Trico, and not Torchic. Prouty's chatter actually put him in a pretty good spot for this fight. Blaziken also resists Blaziken's fire and grass attacks, and the Gardevoir on Prouty's bench could switch in safely to the remaining two moves, Sky Uppercut and Thunder Punch. Gardevoir finished off the evil chicken, and then pivoted out to another Pokemon that's mostly selected for its ability to do damage in this fight, Camerupt. It'll be useful throughout the other Sun battles in the upcoming Team Magma areas as well, but for now, it finishes off Flannery's Arcanine, and updates this run's status to officially real. So at this point, Prouty's gotta be feeling pretty good, right?
How's the chicken run going so far? Terrible. My box sucks. No way around it. My box is abysmal.
Laughable box or not, the run continued. Through Norman, who's easy if you have a team capable of making it this far, and through Winona, whose gym had only taken out 2 of the past 100 attempts. But the next bottleneck was approaching fast. Before I tell you about the next key fight in the run, I want to tell you about something that's probably even more annoying than playing the same Pokemon game for 400 runs in a row. Keeping your personal data off the internet. There is so much of your data out there right now. Your phone number, your email address, your shopping habits. All of this is being scraped by so-called data brokers every day, who then sell it to people with intentions ranging from annoying to malicious. The consequence can be anything from a robocall to actual identity theft. Data brokers are required to delete your data if you manually request it, but like I said, I'd rather lose to Watson for 100 runs in a row because I didn't roll a Volt Absorb Lantern than go through all of that for something that shouldn't be a problem in the first place. Luckily, this is where the sponsor of today's video, Incogni, comes in. Once you make an account over at incogni.com/PokemonChallenges and grant permission to them, Incogni will automatically and continually keep your personal data off the internet. All you have to do to keep your data secure is head down to the link in the description. That way you can worry about what's truly important, like playing a children's video game with ridiculously self-imposed rules. Speaking of which, Fight 2, Maxie 2. Turn 1 is pivotal in this fight. There isn't always an easy answer to Maxie's lead, his Tyranitar, which has Intimidate in EK. What makes this Pokemon so difficult is that Prouty also needs to be in a good position to deal with whatever comes in on turn 2, and a lot of the Pokemon that threaten Maxie's Tyranitar are in a terrible spot against the fast special sweepers that can come in, like Gengar and, most terrifyingly, Executor. There is one pretty good lead for this fight though. You can be on a chicken run thanks to a chat redeem and have one of the easiest answers to Tyranitar you could ask for, Blaziken. It didn't just turn out to be clutch against the Tyranitar, which was its main objective in this fight. The chicken also came up big against one of the most difficult Pokemon to handle in the entire game, Maxie's Entei. This thing threatens incredibly powerful Sacred Fires to the point where the usual answer to get past it is to wall it with Mirror Coat Wobbuffet, but even that is scary and inconsistent. Prouty had pretty good counters for most of this fight. Sharpedo handled Gengar, Tentacruel handled Flygon, but he had to improvise against the Entei. And wouldn't you know it, but the chat redeemed chicken was the one who came to the rescue once again.
I think I superpower and just hope it high rolls me. High roll doesn't crit, and then I high roll superpower. I think that's the ploy. This is a good play. I don't whatever the results are. This is the ploy. This was the ploy. There it comes. I'm dead to E-speed if this doesn't crit. Okay. Oh, I'm exactly dead to E-speed. Perfect. That was a perfect roll. I'm exactly dead to E-speed. 70 on the nose. Dak Prescott. We're 1 in 32 to lose here. Sacred Fire crit kills us. Solar Beam and we win. Dak Prescott. I swear to God. You will be more trash. You will be so fucking dead to me, kid. You're gonna be so fucking dead to me if you die here, buddy. Yes! Wow, I wanted to pop off there so bad, but it's like 2 a.m.
Against all odds, the chicken run rode onward. Fight 3. Tate and Liza. This is where every Emerald Kaizo runner ever just blows up a Pokemon to deal with the double battle legendaries. Obviously, that strategy is not available to Prouty. Tate and Liza is one of many important double battles in the latter half of EK. So let's talk about what's different in double battles. AI manipulation becomes even more intricate in double battles, and Prouty relied on strategies like pre-damaging and pre-statusing even more for some of the most difficult ones in the late game. The beautiful Sunflora sweep relies on meticulous manipulation of enemy AI. In order to keep it safe, the opposing Pokemon must see specific KOs on Sunflora's partner Pokemon. Too much HP and the enemy won't see a KO and might swing into Sunflora instead. Too little HP and the move going into the partner slot will be random and the switch won't be safe. But if you keep it just right, you can get the AI to pick specific moves, opening the door to safe switch-ins while your sweeper gets set up. Sunflora is one of the only Pokemon in Emerald Kaizo that even gets access to a setup move. Crawdaunt was used here to add another layer to the strategy, immunity to psychic type attacks. You'll be seeing more and more of this kind of strategy later. Here, it allows a Pokemon most people probably think of as mediocre in Sunflora to turn into the most used sweeper in this whole challenge, able to take out 5 gym leaders by the time everything's said and done. Fight 4. Archie. To plan out a challenge run like this, you have to work backwards. It doesn't matter how strong a strategy for the first 90% of the game is if it fails every time you reach the final 10%. That principle is exactly why the majority of Prouty's attempts started with Swampert, despite the strength of Blaziken in some of these problem fights. For a long time, Archie was assumed to be impossible with any other starter. Swift Swim on Swampert gave you, most importantly, something that could outspeed and handle the Destiny Bond Quillfish, the single most annoying Pokemon in this fight. Which is saying a lot considering Archie leads with a Suicune and a Raikou in Permanent Rain in this fight. But then, there is a move tutor in Emerald Kaizo that most people don't know about and most people don't need to know about. I was aware of this guy's existence, but I couldn't imagine ever actually using his services. He teaches the move Mimic, one of the most niche moves in Pokemon. Archie is a double battle. Tate and Liza gave a pretty good template for how to handle difficult double battles. Manipulate the AI to draw attacks to one side, and use the other side to build up an unstoppable setup sweeper. Sunflora, unfortunately, is not going to cut it here. In the rain, it won't be fast enough to outrun some important targets like that Quillfish. So what we actually need is something that checks 2 boxes. 1. Something that can boost into a strong enough sweeper to one-shot Archie's team, including defensive menaces like Metagross and Dragonite. 2. Something fast enough to outrun Archie's Swift Swimmers, Quillfish, and Kingdra. One day, somebody dropped a 2-page document into Prouty's chat. The suggestion of this document was that the only answer to this question was Kingdra. Sure, Kingdra checks requirement number 2 easily enough as a Swift Swimmer itself, but it has no setup moves. You see, we were looking at the wrong movesets. Both of Archie's leads, Suicune and Raikou, are carrying Calm Mind. You can make him more likely to use it by setting up a light screen. With that in place, Kingdra can outspeed, steal Calm Mind on the next turn with Mimic, and start going to work. But there's another critical piece, and it's yet another lottery ticket that all but ends the run on a missed coin flip. Quagsire. The Wooper that becomes the key to Archie, and a few fights beyond him, isn't caught until the Safari Zone, and one of the most painful parts of this run is the knowledge that you can get this far and have it all taken away from you by a coin flip that doesn't come until after you've already fought your way through 6 badges. Only half of all Woopers get Water Absorb. You need to hit the right ability for this strategy to work. The chance to beat Archie without Quagsire is less than 1%.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, give me those! Give me those! Yes, give me those!
Prouty prepared to execute the strat. He led his screener, Gardevoir, on the left. On the right, the secret weapon. The chicken? Yes. Blaziken is the perfect partner for Quagsire in this fight. Blaziken will always draw Water-type Weather Balls into its slot, and this Quagsire at level 63 is weak enough for both Suicune and Raikou to see kills. That lets Kingdra use up all 3 Calm Mind PP and proceed to sweep. Once the strategy gets going, there isn't much that can threaten. The scariest moment was when Archie's Dragonite came in and threatened extreme speed, but it chose to try for a Draco Meteor KO on Kingdra and fell to Ice Beam before it could swing. It's another fight that doesn't accurately reflect its difficulty when you actually watch the run, but the fact that it took digging through parts of EK that even some of the most dedicated runners have never used, or didn't even know existed, should tell you just how big of a roadblock this fight was for this challenge, and why he thought it just might turn out to be impossible.
Chicken! All the way! All the way! Past Archie! Once thought impossible! Once thought not feasible! Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Can you feel that? I think he's starting to believe. Fight 5. Juan. Juan is yet another water-type double battle in Permanent Rain, featuring a ton of Pokemon that can abuse the weather condition. Once again, the water-absorbed Quagsire takes the heat off the setup sweeper. That role once again belongs to Sunflora, which sets up with Growth. When the boosted Sunflora takes down the Lantern with a Petal Dance, which in EK doesn't lock you into using it and doesn't confuse you, Prouty technically already has his PB.
Never killed 2 of his Mons before.
From here, it's free. The pivot train on the right continues, with Quagsire soaking up the water attacks, and Blaziken and eventually Ninetales coming in to take hidden power grasses. Sunflora keeps blasting, and before long, Prouty erupts into a fantastic pop-off.
Yes! 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 Oh my fucking god, dude! Yes! Yes! Yes!
This was an emotional win for him, and who can blame him? This fight, and the many gym trainers that come before it, had been gatekeeping him for over half a year and nearly 300 attempts.
All we fucking needed was a chicken and a dream! Chicken and a dream, baby! Let's go! We're eating! We're eating so nice!
And if this much is possible, why not more? Fight 6. The Elite Four. The Elite Four is the most planned out part of this run, even though this is the first time Prouty's even been here. Like I said earlier, there is no point in using any strategy that gets you here if you know it's going to fail in the Elite Four. 5 of the 6 team slots are set in stone from the start of the run, with only the 6th being more or less flexible as long as it's a strong physical attacker. Fortress, Slowbro, Dusclops, Salamence, your physical sweeper, usually slacking, but like I said, it's flexible, and Sceptile. Uh-oh. Already scuffed, thanks to the chicken that did so much work to get him here. The Dusclops, Slowbro, and Fortress are there as planned, but to account for the lack of Sceptile, Prouty has to take a different approach, and he goes with Melodic and 2 normal types. Yeah, Kangaskhan is the bulkier one, and Zangoose is the speedster with pre-burn and guts. Most of Sidney's team is pretty frail. Sableye, Jolteon, and Alakazam can't take hits well at all. The entire fight hinges around the Machamp. Prouty doesn't just have to stall it out, he has to stall it out in a specific way. You need to KO it with Melodic to draw in Houndoom, and Melodic has to be healthy so it can tank even a critical hit Hidden Power Grass from the Houndoom, something that's only possible because Light Screen was set up earlier in the battle. There's also some important timing to the switches in this battle. The Alakazam carries Thunder Punch, which is another reason why it's important to conserve Melodic's health in this battle. Prouty needed to take out the Houndoom exactly as his Light Screen wore off. Why? Watch what happens when this Alakazam comes in.
Alright, Light Screen, Dusclops. Don't hit me. Nice, dude, so good. Alright, Milo, go! Here we go, boys. Here we go, here we go. This is like the big sus point right here. Here we go. 3 layers of spikes up. We always kill with Surf after 3 layers. We always kill with Surf after 3 layers. And we have 1 turn to Reflect up, so HP Grass should do like minimal. Unless it crits. If it crits, we're steering hard. Nice! Let's go, Milo. Come on, baby. Shellbell heals us out of Alakazam Thunder Punch crit range. Light Screen wears off here. Yep, Light Screen wears off, and now after 3 layers, this should always kill, unless I get Para full parried. Okay, let's go. But I think, yeah, this just kills, right? Yep, after 3 layers.
The Phoebe fight is where Kangaskhan shines, as it's necessary to deal with yet another Sableye on this team. Prouty was already getting flamed in his chat for the double normal call, but this is why he had to do it. With Guts Zangoose pre-burned, you need another normal type to stall this thing out. But the fight really hinges on turn 1, where Gengar has lots of options that can wreak havoc on Proudy's plans. Does it hit a Hypnosis, or induce status through either of its damaging moves through Ice Punch or Thunderbolt? Or does it make things completely crazy and click Destiny Bond, the move that almost made a Grunt's Quillfish into a run killer? Yes, Lumberry helps, but only so much. The rest of the team has plenty of ways to stack statuses on you, including Ludicolo's Grass Whistle, Crobat's Hypnosis, and Gardevoir's Thunder Wave. How big of a deal could one turn be? Just watch Proudy.
Oh my god, no para! No para, no para, no para, no para. No para. No para, no para, no para, no para. Yes! 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 Fuck yeah! That's so good for our chances. That is insanely good. You have no idea. You have no fucking idea how good that is.
Natures can play a pivotal role in these runs, and here a speed boosting nature on Proudy's Melodic comes up big. Because the AI loves clicking speed reducing moves against Pokemon that have the speed advantage, Gardevoir wants to click Thunder Wave here. And all of a sudden, the goose is loose.
The goose is fucking loose, boys! The goose has entered the battlefield!
Pre-burned Guts Zangoose gets it for free and deletes the Gardevoir. Of all the Pokemon in EK, this is the one that becomes Proudy's ace. It's tempting to get greedy here and just mash Facade, but Proudy stayed patient, realizing he can't afford to give up health on the Zangoose against this ridiculously fast Crobat. The patience more than paid off. He switched out, correctly calling a Hypnosis, which would have been disastrous into anything other than Dusclops. He then went to Kangaskhan, which had the speed advantage after Dusclops hit a Rock Tomb. The speed advantage looked like it was going to give Proudy a free pass to Phoebe's next Mon. And then...
Oh yeah, it is inner focus. It can't flinch anyway. Yeah. Oh my god, it fucking missed. Are you actually serious?
This was a huge break, and Proudy ran with it. There was just one question left. Could Zangoose get back onto the field? Heart switching seemed like the best play here, but it does something no Nuzlocke wants to do in the Elite Four if he can avoid it. It risks a critical hit.
Oh my fucking god! Zangoose! Kmart Mance! Kmart Mance! Yes! Kmart fucking Mance! Baby! We're still rolling!
That opened the door to Glacia, by far the most messed up fight of this E4. She may be an ice trainer, but Hail sucks, so this fight is yet another to take place in permanent rain. Once again, so much leans on the results of turn 1. Her lead Glalie is one of 3 Mons on her team that can go boom. And if it doesn't go boom, it's a free 2-hit knockout for Melodic. That doesn't sound so bad. But it can also set up spikes, and so much of this fight revolves around the ability to barely survive attacks from Glacia's team.
Right here, right now, early Milo versus the Glalie is gonna make or fucking break this E4. Yes! 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 Yes!
In a normal run, this fight perhaps more than any other is built to weaken you for the rest of the Elite Four. There is no risk-free way through. There is only the risk you're willing to accept. Against the Regice, Proudy has Mirror Coat Melodic to once again soak up an electric attack and hit back with a one-shot. But it has to hold. This time, a crit will KO.
Regice, I'm begging you, bro. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. You've already crit me once. You already crit me once! Don't do it again! Yes! Milo! Milo! Come on, Milo! Baby! Come on, baby! The Milo's got you! The early Milo has always fucking got you, boys! The early Milo has always got you!
Things slow down for a bit as Slowbro comes in to stall out the Dugong. There's basically only one source of risk here. Dugong can freeze with Ice Beam, and even though it'll take time to chip away, a long enough freeze will end the run. Remember the heartbreaking loss to Wallace on attempt 355? You don't, because that was in a previous version of the script and I forgot to delete this line. There's no way it'll happen here. Not with Proudy right on the doorstep.
Oh my god, dude, it's just missing. We might actually pull it out here. No! I spoke too soon! You gotta de-thaw, Slowbro. I'm begging you. Oh my god, Slowbro. Please. Slowbro. Oh my god, Slowbro. Oh my god, that's 4. That's 5. Are you actually fucking serious? Is this actually gonna happen to me again? Oh my god, struggling. You gotta defrost, Slowbro! Please! I'm begging you! I'm fucking begging you! No! Slowbro! Not like this, man! No! Not like this! Slowbro! Please! Not like this, man! Yes! Yes! Slowbro! Yes! Yes!
What a roller coaster of emotions. Now it's time to unloose the goose. The whole idea here is to get Zangoose in, and I can't believe I'm saying this, and to use Roar to force in Lapras, a tech that Proudy himself calls insane and said was a last-minute decision. His Elite Four Glacia strategy for Emerald Kaizo relies on roaring in the Lapras with his burned Facade Sweeper. So just so you understand the gravity of this, every time Proudy clicks Roar, the game will randomly choose one of 3 different Pokemon that Glacia has in the back to send out. Lapras is the big prize. Wailord is okay. Swampert loses him the run.
Okay, Lapras, 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 Lapras. Yes! 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 Lapras! No way! No way! I actually fucking got the Lapras! Oh, are you... I just threw so hard. That was the biggest throw of all time. I literally spam clicked. That was the biggest throw of all time. I literally just spam clicked. I have to roar again. I can't believe what I just did. Oh my god! Are you serious? Wait. Are you actually serious? Did I just hit the 1 in 3 twice in a row?
Imagine ever getting punished on a Glacia fight, and you probably didn't even catch the most ridiculous dodge of that whole sequence. When Zangoose finally went for the killing move on Lapras, it was 66% to die to Ice Shard, and Lapras didn't click it. There can only be one explanation for this. The game knew. The game knew how much Proudy had dedicated to making it this far, and it knew just how incredibly, cosmically wrong it would have been to end this run like that. Zangoose took out the Lapras. Even though it took too much damage to finish the sweep itself, the rest of Proudy's team was still at full health. And it was only a matter of time before Melodic, Slowbro, and Dusclops combined to finish off the rest of Glacia's team.
Just keep the ball rolling, man. Please. 2 more fights. Alright, boys. Cheers. Bottoms up. Hope everyone's having a great Friday.
The Goose was loose from the start against Drake, and it did a fine job softening him up. It took out Latios, Kingdra, and Tyranitar with a little help from stalling Slowbro, and dealt massive damage to Dragonite before dipping out so Dusclops could absorb an extreme speed and finish it off with a Shadow Sneak. The absence of Blaziken at the end of the Chicken Run might be standing out at this point. It's true, it didn't make the Elite Four of this team, but its presence throughout the run is a big part of what makes this Zangoose strategy possible. Thanks to Blaziken's presence all the way back at Maxie 2, Proudy didn't need to spend the White Herb to eat Tyranitar's Intimidate there. With that White Herb still in his inventory, Proudy was able to leave Zangoose in on the Intimidate from Drake's Tyranitar. It cannot stay in on the Salamence though, which is a massive problem, throwing down huge stab air slashes and Draco Meteors. Proudy has only one thing that can really take it down, and that's Slowbro, which finally has an attacking move in Ice Beam. But it has to come in safely, and that's easier said than done. By the time it's in, it's down to nearly half health, and by Proudy's calculations, it's just over a 50-50 to survive the incoming Draco Meteor. The little bits of damage it had taken earlier on in the fight now loomed large. Michael must hold.
Oh my god! Holy shit! No fucking way! No way! No fucking way!
There's still the Soul Dew Latias, another absolute beast that can kill most switch-ins with a crit. That includes Kangaskhan, which handles the Dragon Claw but would have died to a crit. There's no choice but to pivot to Dustclops and pray for no critical hits. If it survives, Shadow Ball into Shadow Sneak should finish it.
Calm Mind, do it. Calm Mind, please Calm Mind, please Calm Mind. Oh my god. Oh my god! We're going to Steven! No fucking way! No fucking way! There's actually no fucking way! There's actually no fucking way, dude.
Just one trainer stands between Proudy and the impossible run. The first part doesn't change. Lead Fortress into the Metagross and set up Reflect to mitigate Earthquake damage. So far, nothing mind-blowing. Turn 2, Spike on the Metagross. This one was a little less obvious, but one of the branches of this path requires the Spike to work. After the Spike goes down, you Drill Run into the Metagross, which can, but won't always, lead to the AI choosing to switch out. And that's where the branching paths split. The Spike was for a path we didn't get to see. Instead, we got the significantly less flashy switch path, in which Drake brings out Aerodactyl and Proudy goes into full stall mode.
Hit all four, super good. Good, isn't it? Nice. Not nice, but dismiss. It's out of Sky Attacks. Okay, so it's random moving now. Okay, no boost, excellent. Nice AP miss. It's -6, okay. Nice, no boost. Don't boost. How is it hitting all these ancient powers, man? Are you serious? Nice, no boost. Don't, why? Oh my god, dude, I'm panicking. Are you serious? Are you serious? There it is, there's one. I don't know how many it is left, but... Oh my god, it's struggling! It's fucking struggling! Holy shit! I actually stalled it! I actually stalled it! And it only got one boost!
But from here, things get tense. And Proudy's forced to make some tough decisions to keep his run alive against the last few Pokemon Emerald Kaizo has to throw at him. Watch Proudy work his magic and earn, unequivocally, the title of greatest Nuzlocker in the world.
I'd had like 5 rolls of mash crit. Oh my god. Do I live Hydro Pump? Is there any... Why would I switch if I'm... Or if I'm dead to just Hydro Pump crit? Why would I ever switch? Because Kangaskhan's dead to Hydro Pump crit outright. So why would I ever switch here? There's literally zero reason to switch. No, not at all. Oh my god. Kangaskhan is the only thing I can go on random move. If I go Kangaskhan and it Meteor Mash boosts, we are in a dicey situation, because then it can double boost into Milo, and we're so sus. I can live with this play. I can sleep at night with this play. If this boosts, so be it, man. Man. Oh my god, it didn't double boost. Oh my god, this is so risky though. Hold on, Kang Fake Out plus Spikes is 31%. So it's at 69% minimum. which is never a kill with Surf. The problem is it's like there's so many overlapping rolls with Meteor Mash with Thunderbolt that if it mash, am I just dead to mash crit actually? I'm like super dead to mash crit. So we got two options. One is go for the Waterfall Flinch. I guess I could recover, pray for no Thunderbolt Para. The problem is if it mash boosts again, what do I do? Where do I even go at that point? I mean, could I recover? If I recover and get parried, though, it's so bad. If I recover and it mashes and it doesn't boost, but that's, like, less favorable than just straight coding. One death equals reset Emerald Kaizo. Honestly, who would have thought that the winning run would be a chicken run?